This week in history, February 21st of 1891, the body of General William Tecumseh Sherman arrived by train in St. Louis to be buried in Calvary Cemetery. He had died in New York at the age of 71, but St. Louis was his adopted home, even if he kept being pulled away. After the Civil War, he did come back to command the U.S. Army west of the Mississippi, and friends helped him buy this imposing home, which is now gone. While they were here, Sherman and his wife bought a family plot in Calvary Cemetery. For Sherman's funeral, the newspapers devoted pages of coverage to the events, the prominent guests who came to honor the man who, along with Lincoln and Grant, was considered one of the great heroes of the Civil War. Before his casket was put on a train to St. Louis, it was drawn through the streets of New York, and then thousands turned out when the funeral train came through Columbus, Ohio. After arriving in St. Louis, Sherman's casket was put on a caisson pulled by 4 black horses. It was followed by dignitaries and veterans marching behind, including some Confederate veterans. Crowds lined the streets all the way to Calvary Cemetery. Sherman was not a religious man, but his wife was a devout Catholic, and one of their sons became a priest and conducted the graveside services. Sherman's Civil War tactics, the March to the Sea, helped win the war, but continued to be debated today, and Sherman's a controversial historical figure. But 132 years ago, St. Louis was saying farewell to a man considered a national hero. The Post-Dispatch said 10,000 people came out and called it the greatest funeral pageant ever seen in the West. Sherman is still honored today in St. Louis. Members of the Sons of the Union Veterans of the Civil War gather every year for a Remembrance Day in Calvary Cemetery, where William Tecumseh Sherman was laid to rest this week in history in 1891. For Living St. Louis, I'm Jim Kircher.